Hello, welcome my partners in crime, welcome back to Murder Analysed for this missing campaign that we are doing right up until the 20th of December. So not long to go, and we're now on case 16. So we're getting there, so thank you so much for sticking by us right the way through this sort of campaign. It's really important that we get these cases out there. You may remember something, someone may remember something. People are spreading these cases about, which is really great. Thank you for all your comments. I think they're wonderful, and once I've finished uploading all this stuff, I will get back to you all in time. So thank you so much. Let's get on though today with this case. This is case 16, and this is Robert Hutchinson's case. Now, he went missing on the 23rd of June 2014. Now, he is aged, I think, 55 or 56 at the time of his disappearance. Now, what's happened since then, it's been a few years, hasn't it? There's been no sightings of him at all. So the police now, and this is why it's really important that we get this case out there, because police do believe now that there is foul play, and they do believe that Robert Hutchinson, this father, grandfather, has been murdered. And so they're not really looking for a person, they're now looking for a body. Right, that's their assumption, that he was murdered on that day that he went missing, and he has never been seen since. So it's really important as we go through the facts of this case, and I've even put up on slides of where he was last seen. If you have seen anything or you know anything about the disappearance of Robert, it's really important that you come forward. As I say always, what you know could be the missing clue, couldn't it, in what they're looking for, just to put this case together. So anyway, let's get on now with the sort of timeline as what we know of Robert Hutchinson's disappearance. Now, as you can see by the CCTV footage, this is all they've got of him.
Hello, my name's Ed Small. I'm a detective inspector in Northumbria Police. Today marks the 5th year anniversary of the disappearance of Robert Hutchinson. Hutchinson was a 56-year-old man from the Hendon area of Sunderland. He went missing on the 23rd of June 2014 from his home address in Corporation Road in Sunderland. He was last seen leaving his house at about 6:21 on that date, and he'd left in his blue Nissan Micra. We know that that car was seen in and around the Sunderland area later that evening, and at just after 11 p.m. it was parked up on Stewart Street, which is just off Chester Road. We have some CCTV footage of a man matching Robert's description at about 11:05. That man's walking along the rear lane behind the Chester's public house towards Hutchinson Street. We're not 100% certain that it is Robert, although it does match his description, but we'd be keen to hear from anyone who might know who that person is. On the 5th year anniversary of Robert's disappearance, our thoughts are very much with Robert's family.
He left his home on the 23rd of June 2014, so yes, it is a while ago now. I know that, as we're nearly in 2022, aren't we? December, I think it's the 17th today of December, so I know it's difficult. So really we're looking for people in this case, aren't we, that may really know something or had seen something and just hasn't said. So anyway, he's left his home on 23rd of June 2014 at about 6:20 in the evening in his blue Nissan car. Now, it's a small little car, and you'll see it on the footage. It's a small little car. He even filled it up with petrol and everything else. This man wasn't intending on going anywhere, was he? They found the car, they haven't found him. So if he intended to go missing or take himself off somewhere, there is no way that he would have filled up petrol before he'd done that. So this is why it's really important, and this is why the police actually do believe that there is foul play here. So the car was found again in Stewart Street, and that's off Chester Road the following day. So they found the car, but no trace of him. His family reported him missing 3 days later. Now don't forget, his children are grown up. He's got a life, he was doing different things, and it wasn't for a few days that they haven't heard from him. They thought, something's wrong. They've looked for him and everything, and that's when they reported him missing. And that's why there was 3 days sort of gap between him going missing or being noticed he was missing and being reported. That's the only reason. Now, Northumbria Police, and that's who's dealing with this, so if you have any information you can ring 101 on Northumbria Police. It's a non-emergency number, and tell them anything you've got to know. You can also contact Crime Stoppers at any point, mention his name and stuff and what you know. Remember, anything you say can be given anonymously. You haven't got to give your name and your details and stuff, but there is a reward out there for any information that will find this man, and I think, you know, to get that you would have to give your name, because your stuff would probably be used in evidence, or, you know, at least if they found this body, it would be something, wouldn't it? So anyway, Northumbria Police considered that the disappearance as a possible murder as early as July 2014. So really this is because, as I've said, the minute you know that this man, and he's on CCTV filling up his car, he's gone home, he's come back out, got into his car and drove off. The car's been found the next day, he has never. So that really does rule out here him just going off on a wander and, or, you know, going off to do something to himself. That sort of eliminates that, and so very early on they considered that this was probably the way this investigation should go. So 2 men were arrested for, I think one was 39 and one was 55, were arrested and bailed, but nothing else has come of that. You know, if there's no evidence, there's no body, there's no nothing, and these may not have anything to do with it, but someone was arrested and released out, and really that's been it, I think. So Crime Stoppers did offer, or Crime Stoppers UK did offer at the time a reward of £3,000 for information that might help with the murder investigation. So if you know anything about that, come forward. In 2017, a reward of £10,000 then was offered by Crime Stoppers for information. Nobody has been charged in relation to this disappearance to this date. So listen, this reward now of £10,000, incentive, isn't it? As I've always say, loyalties change, don't they? Loyalties change. So if you know something, you've seen something, you've done something, okay, come forward. You may as well get it out now. Come forward, because I think this man probably knew who killed him. I think he did. Or it's someone in that local area, really. But why they killed him, or why this man has just disappeared without a trace, why there's no body been found, nobody really knows. So it wasn't until 2019 that police released the CCTV of people on Chester Road around the time of his disappearance. By then, 3 men had been arrested, but again, none of these have been charged, because you can be hanging around the street. That doesn't mean to say that you've killed anyone, or if you have, or abducted this man and done something to this man, you have to have evidence. CCTV, unless you're going to put him, putting him into the car and God knows what else, or hurting this man in any way on this camera, they need more evidence than that. So, you know, it's really important, I think, that if anyone with credible information should come forward, that would be really, really great. So in 2020, his daughter Paula Hutchinson issued an appeal for anyone with information about her father to get in touch. Now, she originated what I've just said. You can be anonymous, right? You don't have to say who you are, because if anything has sinister like this has happened to this man, and this investigation comes from a potential murder to a murder investigation, then, you know, people don't want to come forward. People don't like to get involved. So you don't need to give your name. You can do everything anonymously. That's fine. I think all these people want, all this daughter and their family want to know, is where his body is, really. Because really, no one should be left out there, should they, in the wilderness, you know, on their own, year after year after year. It'd be really good if we could put this man to rest, if that's what's happened to him. Now, Paula says, it's very much out of your character not to contact his family in any way. It's just not like him, right? He loved his family, he was loved by his family, and they just really want some information at all. Now, Robert was 56 and when he was last seen leaving his home on 2014. Now, Northumberland Police are appealing for anybody, whether you think you know something or not, whether you've heard something, someone's told you something, you know, you think your information you know isn't worth it. I better not say it's not worth it. This is going to lead anywhere wrong. You may not be wrong. you may be right, and it may be that one piece of information that you come forward with that will going to solve this case, because it's really important. You know, we're coming up to Christmas. This family doesn't want to go for another Christmas without knowing what happened to their father. So it's really important that anyone with any information in this man at all comes forward. So Robert lived in, I think it's Corporation Road, and that was in Hendon in Sunderland. And as I said, he last was seen on the 23rd of June 2014 at around 6:30 p.m. coming out of this house, getting in to his Nissan Micra blue car, which you'll see on the photos. And that was later found parked at the end of Stewart Street, close to Chester Road. But Robert has never been seen again. And that is really all the facts in this case that there are. Now, Detective Sergeant Chris Devon, I think his name is, or Devon, from the Northumbria Police Homicide and Major Crimes Team unit said, it's always a tragedy, isn't it, when we are dealing with a missing person believed to be murdered, particularly when the family are still waiting really for answers after so long. It's really, really terrible, isn't it? Really. I mean, imagine if it was you. One minute your dad's there, you'll love dad, you love him, he's a great man to you and your family and everything else. You see him a few days later and then all of a sudden he's never seen again. It's really heartbreaking, I think, for this family. Now, Robert was this very well-known man, this family man in this Hendon area. He had lots of friends and stuff, and he was very close to his daughter Paula, his son Gavin, and their young grandson. Now, they are convinced, as are the police, that someone knows what's happened to this man. Because I always say, someone always knows something. Always. They always know. The family's message to anybody that has any knowledge of what happened. She said, somebody is out there. They hold the key to this investigation. It's simple. Please give Robert's family the opportunity to seek that closure and not wake up every single day faced with these unbearable questions. Because it is unbearable. And we've spoke about in many cases over this missing period of what we've been doing in these cases, that people grieve in different ways. And some people just never get over it. They just can't. So if you have any information on this case, please contact Crime Stoppers, Northumbria Police 101 non-emergency. I think there's some Facebook stuff out there as well. But whatever you know, whether it's the most smallest detail that you think the police should know, please contact someone and tell them. So you know what to do. You can subscribe, you can hit the like button, you can hit the bell button, but more importantly, you can share out these cases, you can talk about these cases, you can look at the pictures of these cases, you can think about where was you on that day, did you see anything on that day, has any of these pictures or this CC image of this man jogged your memory in any way? If it has, please make what you know known. Please, it's really important that you do that. So listen, thanks for watching. Until the next time, bye-bye.